All right. We are live. Welcome back, everyone. J Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Um, this is interesting. Not sure why this is working, but this is working. The webcam version of YouTube is working, and it's weird. I don't get it, but I'm not going to question it. Not sure why this looks all jacked up. What's up, Orlo? Good evening to you. Hmm. Now it looks fine. I just refreshed the page. All right. We're doing this. No duck in the corner. And I'm going to try out a few other. By saying duck in the corner, I was using StreamYard the last several streams because this went away. This version of going live on YouTube, but now all of a sudden it's here again, and I don't understand why. But I'm watching live, and it's I don't know, the quality looks jacked up. I'm not sure why. But we're gonna do this. Looks like it's working. Huh. All right, we're doing this. So welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here. Super stoked about this. That's right, Orlo. That is the truth. Wow, Women of Wrestling is awesome. And if you watched the latest episode, which I hope you did, if you're watching this is going to be reviewing the first episode of season 2. So happy this is back. And I was reminded right away. So one thing about this show is you got to remember it's a Hollywood put on show, similar to Lucha Underground. You can't take it too seriously because there's a lot of throwback in there. Excuse me. A lot of throwback as in, honoring the classic like Glow series. So yeah, some of the commentary might be a little corny at times. Dave McLean might be a little outdone at times, but you can't. One thing is for sure, you cannot deny his passion for what he's doing and what he's putting on here and what he's putting this stage on for the women. It really is something. And it looks like this season is just going to be a blast. And I had to remind myself, excuse me, it's late. Gotta clear the pipes. All right. I had to remind myself what went on last season. So I was digging through my notes and looking at a couple of the matchups and looking at certain things. And I was reminded, I was like, oh, that's right. Last season was only 8 episodes. Now, I don't know. I haven't read anywhere. I haven't read anywhere as far as how long this season is supposed to go. I haven't done that much research to see, what people are talking about online and whatnot. But nonetheless, it's in the same theater that they did the first season earlier this year. And they've got more tapings going on in a couple weeks, I believe. And that's when Teal Piper, Roddy Piper's daughter, is going to debut at those tapings. So I don't know how much they already shot for this. But gonna be a lot of new faces in here. We're gonna talk about that. Yes, Orlo. I hope they get renewed for season 3. But let's talk about season 2. This is reviewing. And this is part of the Saturday Slam, if you will. This goes back to back with New Japan on Access TV. For those of you who may not be familiar where you can watch this, if you have Access TV, you can. And if you don't have Access TV, I know sometimes you can check out the the separate videos of the matches pop up on YouTube here and there. One way or another, watch this show. Especially, like I said, if you love women's wrestling, number one, if you love women's wrestling, and if you love a show like Lucha Underground, because it's a Hollywood-based show, it's a TV show. It's not, it's not a wrestling company like WWE or Impact. Been awesome. I got Dish Network. I get it. Yeah, I don't watch New Japan that much. I watch it sporadically. Like, I hear about matches and I'll go check it out. But it is back to back, so that's an easy way to check out New Japan on there. If you don't have their network, their service, whatever you call it. So yeah, let's talk about this. Wow, Women of Wrestling, episode number 1 of season 2, part of Saturday Slam, kicks off with a nice little review, which was cool because it's just a nice little reminder of where we were at the end of last season, which the end of last season ended absolutely crazy. Let me know if the video feed looks all right, because what I'm watching looks all messed up. Maybe something's wrong with my connection or something. I'm not sure. But let me know how the video feed looks while I'm doing this. We get a nice little reminder of where we were at the end of last season. Complete chaos. New champ. Tessa Blanchard beats looks good to you. Thank you, Orlo. She had a match against Jessica Havoc. And then all sorts of chaos broke out. Beast was in the ring. Jungle Girl was in the ring. And yeah, it was nuts. And I was like, wow, what a way to end the season. That's crazy. On a kind of a, for lack of better words, cliffhanger. Havoc gained weight. I don't want to judge the women, I know, usually when I talk about Havoc, I'll say she's a powerful big woman, I don't want to talk about specific things like weight too much. I try to keep it respectful. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. But she's still, it doesn't take away from what she's doing in the ring. I'll say that. She's still very talented. And she's on Impact again. And we get a little hint of coming attractions at the end of the show here. We're going to get to that. One of her buddies shows up. So yeah, nice little rundown of where we were at the end of last season. Tessa Blanchard's in the ring, and she's just getting in the face of David McLane. Just disrespecting him, and just really taking over the start of the show. Crazy. And VCV, what is up? Interesting. Well, thank you. I've been called a lot worse. I'll take it. It's late. We'll see what we get, right? We're talking about the wild women of wrestling. Glad you could join us. And then the Beast jumps in there, Jungle Girl jumps in there, Jessica Havoc jumps in there. It's starting to look like the end of last season. You know? Pretty nutty. So then a main event is set for the end of this episode. It's going to be a triple threat to find the new number one contender, to see who wants to, well, they all want to take on Tessa, obviously. Excuse me. The triple threat's going to be Beast, Jungle Girl, and Jessica Havoc. Absolute, this is going to be an absolute barn burner of a match. And that'll come up a little later. Once again, we have Shaul Guerrero ring announcing. Lovely to see her back in the middle of the ring. She's great. Not a bad thing. Would like to see her more on my TV, but for now, this is what we get. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe down the road, maybe she will jump in someplace, get hired by someone. Who knows? Does Tessa make more money in WoW or Impact? Oof. Don't know. Have no clue what her TV contract entails. No clue. But she's the champ, so there's got to be some kind of bonus there, you'd think. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Interesting question, though. Maybe we'll find that out. We got our first match of Season 2, Episode 1, Jesse Jones versus Fire, a.k.a. Kiera Hogan, also known as, like I said, Kiera Hogan on Impact Wrestling. Little note on each. Kiera Hogan's been improving tremendously over the course of this last year on Impact Wrestling. And to see her back on this show and kicking even more ass was great. But she's facing off with Jesse Jones. And I had to look up, like I said, I was looking through some of my notes on some of the matchups and a couple of the things from last season. She was undefeated last year. Now, as controversial as she may be, kind of, I mean, she's a redneck, so there's that. Not knocking that, but she's a redneck. She's a country girl. But her political statements are certainly not going to get her many fans in WoW, Women of Wrestling. Her staple, make wrestling great again. Sounds like someone else who gets a lot of flack. But political stuff aside, I gotta say that Jesse Jones, as far as women going into the first season and not knowing a lot of these women, Jesse Jones, yeah, probably. Probably Orlo. She probably did. I gotta say, gimmick, presentation, in-ring work, she became one of my favorites on the show as far as women who I've never seen before. Because we know some of these faces. We know Tessa Blanchard from the indie circuit, Impact Wrestling, wherever. Who else was on there last year? Not too many other faces. I don't think that Jessica Havoc was in there towards the end of the season. Nicole Savoy was Steffi Slays. So there was a few familiar faces, but a lot of these faces I wasn't familiar with. Oh, the Beverly Hills Babe. It's another one. Amber O'Neal. The Bullet Babe. Um, but yeah, like I said, as far as women, I was definitely impressed with her, and she continues her winning streak. Now, I might be going out on a limb here saying this because she's not everyone's favorite women wrestler in While Women Are Wrestling. She's controversial. But dare I say, her being undefeated, I think she should get a title shot in the soon and near future. Absolutely. Somewhere in season 2. So if anyone from Wow Women of Wrestling is watching this, Jesse Jones has my vote for being number 1 contender. And I'm saying, like, once all the dust settles, if Tessa retains against whoever she's facing, you know, um, whether it be Havoc or Beast or Jungle Girl, somewhere down the road, Jesse Jones has got to get a shot, I think, in there. Orlo says, I remember her years ago on Women's Extreme Wrestling. Interesting. I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to look that up. See if any matches or shows are on YouTube. Women's Extreme Wrestling. Never heard of that. In fact, I'm going to write that down. Thank you for the tip. And we continue. So, yeah, that match was great between Jesse Jones and Fire, a.k.a. Kiera Hogan. And Jesse Jones uses her submission armbar again, takes her out. I gotta say, man, she's a solid women's wrestler, and I mean it as a compliment. Classic limb work, and then boom, submission. Wearing her down. Good stuff. Fire got some good offense in there too. Like I said, she's the commentators on Impact Wrestling have gone out of their way to say that she's one of the most improved wrestlers, men or women, on the roster on Impact Wrestling. So yeah, it's I knew this was going to be a good match. You miss Santana Garrett. Yeah, you know what? I don't think she's going to be part of this because yeah. And thanks for reminding me. Yeah, a little side note. She got signed by the WWE, so she's going to be a part of NXT coming up soon. So I'd say sooner than later. She's got a lot of experience. But hey, good for her, She's had the exposure. She's been working hard. I met her. Absolute sweetheart, If she could be happy in NXT with the success that it's going to get now because they're going to USA, I'm excited for her. I'm very excited to see what she's going to do. But she was great in season 1, wasn't she? That storyline with her dad, and God rest his soul, because he passed away. But that was a great storyline, and that was tremendous how he actually got involved with everything as sick as he was. And I thought, I didn't realize until the end of the season how sick he was. I thought it was just, he's just, it's Hollywood, he's acting. No, he was sick. He was sick, but he did great, as far as the wrestling part, selling. Whenever Tessa was messing with him, stepping on his hose or whatever, he was great. He was great. It was great. So yeah, Jesse Jones takes out Fire with an arm bar. Great limb work. make wrestling great again. I should have that motto. Make podcasting great again. Oh, I'm a little guy in a big pond. I don't think I'm gonna make it that much greater again. That's horrible English, isn't it? My apologies. All right, what do we got next here? We got the start of the WOW Women's of Wrestling Tag Team Tournament. Nice little promo. Nice little promo here talking about women's tag team wrestling throughout the years. I didn't jot down the names, but if you watch the episode, you know who they were talking about. A lot of great names there. Yeah, it's nice that they took the time to do that. You know, didn't say what company they were from or whatever. Just nice to see that. And it's all a part about respecting women's wrestling. You know, good to see. So we got the disciplinarian. Oh no, the tag team is coming up after this one. Excuse me. We got the disciplinarian with Samantha Smart. I was reading my notes wrong. Again, Sassy Massey, another new face here. Another new face. AKA Alicia Edwards from Impact Wrestling. And she did real good. She did real good in this match. Because, I mean, if you watch my podcast, you know I've been critical of her. But she has improved over the course of the last couple of years being with Impact Wrestling. She's had some decent matches. Sassy Massey is Alicia Edwards, yes. I heard that she was going to be a part of it, but I had no clue what she was going to look like or what her name was going to be. I heard that like a couple weeks ago, something, or a couple months ago when taping was going on. And that's when I heard that Nevaeh from Ohio, is that Jake Christ's wife, I think? Don't quote me on that. I always get that confused. It's either Jake or Dave's wife. I'm getting into trouble by saying that, but I'm sorry, I don't remember which. She's married to one of them. Oh, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, Sassy Massey gets a win here over the disciplinarian. Decent match. Samantha Smart, even with the odds against her. Sassy Massey comes out on top. Great to see. So starting out season 2, episode 1 in the win column. Almost forgot. We got a promo right before this about a face from last season is unmasked. Very interesting why they did this. Azteca, a.k.a., I believe her real name is Giselle Shaw, or her regular wrestling name, Giselle Shaw, is now going to be known as Reina Reyes, the Pearl of the Philippines. So she unmasked herself. Interesting. I'm okay with it. You know, they make a little story out of it, I guess. But she's teaming up here with Princess Aussie in the next match. And this is the first round of the, the WOW Women's Wrestling Tag Team Tournament. Going against the Psycho Sisters, Razor and Fury, with a new face at ringside. Now, she looks familiar. I'm going to have to do a little research on this one. Not sure where I recognize her from. Mesmeriah joins them at ringside. And this was a good tag team match. I like this. A little slow at times, but decent. Some back and forth. The Psycho Sisters coming out on top, so they are definitely starting out this tournament, this tag team tournament, in the win column as well. Now we get to our main event. And just as Shaul Guerrero is starting to announce the women coming out, those girls seem to be weird. The Psycho Sisters, I like them. I like them. You know, it's something different, something crazy, something different. Tessa joins the men at ringside. No woman on commentary at ringside this start of the season. Interesting. So we got our triple threat main event to find out the number one contender. We got Jungle Girl, Havoc, and the Beast. Now, my only constructive criticism of this one is I wish it was longer. We only got about a 5-minute match out of this. And now, last time, I try not to overthink this. Because it's a TV show. It's different, you know. But in a triple threat, there's no DQ. You know? And when there was interference at the end of this match, the match was ended. And I didn't get that. But like I said, this is wrestling. Let's not overthink this. It is what it is. But yeah, great back and forth between these three girls, duking it out. Like I said, we only got 5 minutes out of this, but Hazard interferes. We get the debut of Hazard, who is helping out Havoc. And she's called, or they are called, where is it here? I saw it. Monsters of Madness. So don't be surprised if these two get mixed up in the tag team tournament. Okay? I would not be surprised one bit. They did that a lot with yeah, you know, it's you got to remember, it's a Hollywood show. It's you know, it's going to be a little different than your average wrestling, you know. A show like this is going to be based on drama and storylines and character build. Unlike, say, Ring of Honor, that's pretty strict. It's just wrestling, not a lot of character development and storylines. They do sometimes, but, you know. So you got to remember that when you're watching this. But they had I don't know if they're going to do this again, but they also had a marathon where they showed like all 8 episodes. I think they did that like all day Saturday leading up to episode 2 of, or episode 1 of season 2. Damn, I'm tired. All right. So, but yeah, we get the debut of Hazard, aka Nevaeh. I don't remember who she's typing. I know someone will hit me up later in the chat and be like, oh, it's so-and-so's wife. So I'll just say it's Mrs. Christ. Okay, that way I don't get in trouble. Uh, um, she's been a tag team partner of Jessica Havoc for a long time in the Indies. So great to see her join the cast of wrestlers on this show. She's pretty legit. I've seen some of her stuff. I've got 36 episodes of Ring of Honor and catch them. Oh my goodness. Good luck. You got your work cut out for you. Watch Impact first. It's probably better. It's my opinion. Ring of Honor is okay. They got good wrestlers. I watch too much other stuff. I haven't, given any time to it. They've had some growing pains lately too, haven't they? So yeah, short but sweet main event between Jungle Girl, Havoc, and the Beast. We get the debut of Hazard. DQ, she interfered. What are you going to do? Let's not overthink this. It's wrestling. And that's it for this first episode of season 2 of WOW, Women of Wrestling. Don't forget to smash that like button and smash that sub button and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Probably going to be doing the Total Nonstop Impact review of Impact Wrestling tomorrow night. Watch for that. Not sure when, though. It always becomes a last minute thing. Like, are we doing this? We're doing this now? Okay. I love those guys. I'm so glad to be part of their crew. Also going to be catching up on some MLW this week. And I was watching part of the NXT UK Cardiff, Wales. NXT, what is that? The Takeover show? Excuse me. And the network kept glitching on me, so I can't watch it. And if I watched it all the way through and enjoyed it, I was going to review it on here. But guess what? My network is screwing up again. So if my network keeps screwing up like this, I'm going to cancel it again because it's unwatchable, and it's pissing me off. We got a pay-per-view coming up this Sunday, and if I can't watch it, at least get my money's worth out of watching one pay-per-view or a couple shows on it a month, I ain't paying the $10 a month. I'll say that right now. So there's my little tiny tired rant, and looks like the stream went okay for this. Looks like it needs a little tune-up or something. Something's off. I can't tell. I think the color's off. I should have checked the colors before I went live on this. But I didn't know this worked. So apparently this works again. We'll have to see. Wait, getting one DVD for $15 at Walmart later. Oh man. If you enjoy them that much, you can do that. So, some people are into collecting DVDs. I've got a collection around here somewhere behind the desk here. So that's it for this one. That's a little preview of coming attractions up later this week. Catching up on MLW, and we'll see what else. We'll keep an eye on the news and see what's shaking. That's about it. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Actually, say it's Monday now. The weekend's over. So take care, everyone. We'll see you down the road real soon.